Kia ora, heading in towards the weekend. It's a weekend of two halves. We start off still with the high pressure across most of the country, keeping hold of some drier weather around for Saturday. Still there is a cloud to watch out for as these fronts edge closer. But you can see over the Tasman Sea, this next area of low pressure brings some wetter and windier weather back towards us as we head in towards Sunday, especially for places like the western coast down in through the South Island, parts of the Tasman area. And even as we head towards the end of the day on Sunday, this wet weather transfers across towards the North Island and accompanied by some pretty strong winds. You can see the low pressure out over the Tasman Sea and high pressure out over my shoulder. This pressure difference between the two of them helps drive those winds across the country. So Sunday is looking like a windier and wetter day for many of us. At the moment, we have got some severe weather watches in place for, say, the ranges of Westland, up in towards the ranges of parts of Buller, and also up in towards the western side of the Tasman district. It's very likely, as we head towards Sunday, these watches will be upgraded to warnings for that wet weather coming through during Sunday and those early hours of Monday. We'd like to find a few more areas added, places like Taranaki, for example, in the Central Plateau, and also find some watches for wind as well through parts of, say, the Canterbury High Country or around that central part of New Zealand in towards the Marlborough Sounds and Wellington. So do keep a close eye on the forecast. As always, you can find the latest information at metservice.com. But let's take a closer look at Saturday. You can see the high pressure is still with us. We've still got areas of cloud to watch out for lingering around those eastern coasts of the North Island. And as we head through towards the end of the day, this next front runs towards us. But for most of the country during Saturday, it is a dry story. It'll be one of chasing cloud across many parts of the North Island. You can see a touch more cloud there through the Wairarapa. Up in the north, we are going to find some showers or spells of rain pushing in towards Northland. We'll also find some pretty warm air being dragged across us as well. That's really going to have an impact on our nighttime temperatures. But you can see, other than the cloud, there's not an awful lot of weather happening. It's generally a dry looking story, things turning cloudier as we head through the daytime, and eventually we'll find that wet weather creeping in towards Northland as well. What will be noticeable will be our temperatures. Daytime highs across places like Auckland and the northern areas of the country, up to around about 19 degrees Celsius. And our nighttime lows, 14, 15 degrees Celsius. A very mild night through there indeed. And elsewhere, we are looking at temperatures being a little bit more normal for the time of year, 4 degrees Celsius in Taupo, and temperatures around about 7 or so, about 10 degrees cooler as we head through the night times, places like Napier and Gisborne. For the South Island, again, for many of us, it's a dry looking day. We'll have more cloud around the eastern side of the island just to start the day, and perhaps a touch more cloud around parts of Southland and Otago. That should break up. We find some fine weather as we head through towards the afternoon, some sunshine and some dry conditions for most of us as well. You can see we've got some showers and some wetter weather feeding in towards Fiordland, but definitely the better day of the weekend. I think for many of us it's a dry one. We'll just see that cloud thickening up on the western coast as we head in towards the evening, and especially overnight as well. Temperatures on the South Island still reaching highs of around about 12 or 13 through parts of Canterbury. A colder feeling night though as we head through the night time there into the early hours of Sunday. Temperatures cold enough for a touch of frost for places like Timaru, back down to freezing. Very different from what we'll find up in those far northwestern corners of the country, but I think still just a bit more in the way of clear sky through Canterbury, just a chance of a touch of frost. It's Sunday though that looks to be a much more unsettled day. As this next area of low pressure runs towards us, we'll find the rainfall feeding in towards the western parts of the South Island at first, and then feeding up on towards the western side of the North Island. Ahead of that as well, we'll find some stronger winds through those central areas, but the heaviest rainfall on the western side of the country, particularly as it feeds in towards the hills and ranges of, say, Westland, up in towards the hills and ranges of Nelson and across in towards Tasman. But you can see even on the North Island, we've got that wet weather with us and that windier weather as we head towards the end of the weekend as well. So if you've got outdoor activities and outdoor jobs, Saturday it looks to be the best day for most of us. But do keep a close eye on the forecast for Sunday. And as ever, you can find all the latest information at metservice.com.